Should we be waiting for memoirs to know what politicians are thinking, or should we be demanding that to know what they're thinking right now in their speeches and statements they make while serving?
All right, so not saving it up for later for their memoirs, but telling us the truth, telling us when, for example, Peter Reith, or when they leave the cabinet room and they think that was a really, really bad decision, saying it at the time.
Well, there's no requirement to go and sort of spill it all the day after.
The question goes to requirement.
Well, I don't think there is any requirement. I mean, look...
the voters put you in. You have a responsibility there too. Then.
Yeah, but you also have a legal obligation not to go around spurting it out as well. So now that doesn't really matter when you've been out of politics for 15 years or 20 years or whatever it is. But no, I think people...
But this is the disaffection that sets in. And I wasn't joking before when I said...
Why would that be a disaffection? I mean,
no, but people are expecting you to actually to do and believe... to do what you really believe and to mean it and then to live it. And then to come out and say, what a shocking decision, but to go out and sell it hard.
Yeah, but, if you're a member of a cabinet, there'll be lots of things that you don't agree with. But you have to take the rough and the smooth. And you need to make a contribution. And you might want to pull the plug on an issue in your particular portfolio. But... in the end, it is a team game. Now, you might say it's not perfect, and I suppose it's not, but, as Winston Churchill said, no one's thought of a better one, basically.
Tony Windsor?
Well, as an independent member of Parliament, you can treat that issue quite differently. I do agree with Peter, though. If you're in, one of the governing parties or in the opposition parties, there's a certain degree of teamwork that has to apply. One of the great things of being an independent is if you've just walked out of a vote, you generally agree with what you did because there's no coercion or pressure from others to convince you to vote some other way, and therefore you'd walk out and write in your diary, I just made a shocking decision. I can't say that it didn't happen once or twice, but... for probably fairly expedient reasons, but I think in the...
You had the luxury of being able to speak your mind.
Well, yes, and I'm sure people do within the cabinet rooms.
Yeah, of course they do.
And decisions are made, but I think that's one of the things that the general public get a little bit of a taste in their mouth about the political parties is that they know that these things are happening, but that there's a degree of dishonesty in terms of... the shadow minister or the minister coming out and say, I completely agree, the government's functioning very well, when they know very well, or something like that, and they know very well that that's not the truth, and the listener knows that's not the truth, and people become cynical about the process.